I was on a guided tour of an ancient temple in Cambodia. An American tourist was looking at the Khmer script carved into the stone walls. He turned to our Cambodian guide and said with complete sincerity, "It's beautiful, but you know what would make it better if you guys switched to the Latin alphabet. Think about it. It would make it so much easier for tourists to read the signs and for your kids to learn computer programming. Sticking with these squiggly lines is just holding your country back from integrating with the global economy. It's a simple upgrade." My American roommate in Tokyo was struggling to learn Japanese. He was particularly annoyed by the concept of honorifics. One day, he told our mutual Japanese friend, "You know, this whole Sama-chan thing is really hierarchical and a waste of time. In America, we just call everyone by their first name. It's more equal. You guys should just drop the honorifics. It would modernize your social interactions and make everyone feel more comfortable and less formal. It's a simple fix for a more democratic society." An American exchange student in my French literature class in Lyon was constantly frustrated by silent letters. After a lesson on verb conjugations, he raised his hand and argued with the professor, "Why do parler piles and parlant all sound the same but are spelled differently? It's a system designed for failure. You should just spell them how they sound. P-A-R-L. Done. It would save paper, time, and so much confusion. It's a simple design flaw that someone needs to correct for the language to be taken seriously." I witnessed an American tourist in a cafe in Lisbon arguing with the barista about the word obrio. He insisted on saying obriata because he'd heard a woman say it. The barista, a man, politely tried to explain that the ending changes based on the speaker's gender. The American scoffed and said, "That's the dumbest rule I've ever heard. A word is a word. You're making it needlessly complicated and sexist. You should just pick one, preferably obligo, and have everyone use it. It's a simple fix to make your language less confusing." An American manager transferred to our office in Helsinki decided to improve Finnish. He disliked that the language doesn't have prepositions, instead using case endings on nouns. He called a team meeting and said, "I've noticed you all say things like tolosa for in the house. This is inefficient. We're adopting the English way. From now on, in all office communications, you will say entalo. It's clearer, more logical, and will help you think with a more global business mindset. We're streamlining the language for better synergy." While visiting a winery in Toscaniani, an American tourist was listening to the sommelier describe a Chianti. The sommelier used beautiful flowing Italian. The American interrupted him and said, "Can you just say it in English? And honestly, you guys should just make English the official language of wine. All these Italian words like robusto and tannino are just confusing. If you used simple words like strong and dry, you'd sell a lot more wine to people like me. You're alienating your biggest customers by being so exclusive with your language." My American cousin came to visit me in Wales and was completely bewildered by the town names like Llanfair Woolgill. He told a local pub owner, "You guys are shooting yourselves in the foot with these names. No one can pronounce them. You should have a contest to give them cool, simple English names like, call this place Sea View or Dragon's Peak. It would be a huge boost for tourism. Your current system is like a practical joke that only you guys are in on. It's bad marketing, plain and simple." An American student in my Mandarin class in Beijing was infuriated by tones. He kept pronouncing my mother as ma horse. After being corrected for the 10th time, he threw his hands up and said, "This is a flaw in the language. The meaning of a word shouldn't change just because your voice goes up or down. It's not intuitive. You should just assign different words for different things. Like English, it's a more robust system. Relying on tones is just a recipe for constant misunderstanding. It needs a serious update." I was working at a hotel in Dublin when an American guest complained about the Irish language. Signs. He pointed to the Gaelic text under the English and said to me, "I think you should get rid of this. It just clutters up the sign and it looks like a bunch of typos. It makes the hotel seem unprofessional. For a clean, modern look, you should stick to just English. It's universally understood and looks much more professional. This other language is just decorative nonsense." He had no idea he was suggesting erasing the national language of the country he was visiting. An American software engineer was collaborating with a team in India. He noticed they used the term L for 100,000. He sent a company-wide memo to avoid confusion and align with global standards. Please cease using local numerical terms like L and C. Please use 100,000 and 10 million respectively. We need to standardize our financial language for clarity, and the American English standard is the most logical and universally understood. This will prevent errors in our accounting. In a Russian literature class, an American student declared that the Cyrillic alphabet was deliberately obtuse. He told the professor, "The fact that P makes an R sound and C makes an S sound is just bad design. It's like they tried to make it confusing for English speakers. Russia would be so much more integrated with the West if they just adopted the Latin alphabet. It's a simple change that would have huge geopolitical benefits. They're holding themselves back by clinging to this confusing script." An American tourist in a Greek restaurant was trying to order gyro. He pronounced it gyro. The waiter politely corrected him. "It's gyro." The American shook his head condescendingly. "No, it's not. In America, where this food is actually popular, we call it a gyro. You guys should probably adopt our pronunciation. It's how the rest of the world says it. You're saying the name of your own most famous food wrong. It's a little embarrassing, honestly." My American boss, after a business trip to our São Paulo office, decided to fix Brazilian Portuguese. He was annoyed that bom dia is used for the morning and boa tarde for the afternoon. Why two greetings? "It's redundant," he announced in a video call. "Let's simplify. We'll just say good day for the entire workday. It covers everything. It's a simple, efficient change that will save us all a few seconds. Let's be leaders in linguistic innovation." An American backpacker in a hostel in the Netherlands was listening to a Dutch person speak. He later told me, "Dutch sounds like someone speaking German with a mouthful of marbles. They should just clean it up. Get rid of all those harsh G sounds in the back of the throat. If they softened their pronunciation to be more like English, the language would sound so much more pleasant and international. It's a simple phonetic adjustment for a much better sounding language." I was in a cooking class in Thailand where the instructor was explaining the ingredients in Thai. An American participant interrupted and said, "Can we just call everything by its English name? Lemongrass, galangal, etc. Using the Thai names is just showing off and it makes it harder for us to learn. If you want to teach international students, you need to use an international language. And let's be honest, that language is English. It would make your class much more successful." An American on an online forum was arguing that the Spanish language needed to get rid of the subjunctive mood. He wrote, "It's a completely useless and confusing verb tense. We don't have it in English and we communicate just fine. It's intellectual snobbery. The entire Spanish-speaking world should just agree to drop it from the grammar. It would make the language so much easier to learn and use. It's a perfect example of a bug that needs to be patched out of the system." While watching a Korean drama, my American friend became annoyed with the word order. They always put the verb at the end of the sentence. It's so backwards and suspenseful for no reason. It makes it hard to follow. They should restructure their sentences to be subject, verb, object, just like English. It's the most logical way to structure a thought. Their current way is just inefficient for communication. It's a simple grammatical fix that would make their movies easier to export. An American tourist in Cairo was looking at a newspaper written in Arabic. He commented to his tour guide, "You know, reading right to left is so unnatural. The whole world writes left to right. It's how our brains are wired." Your country would probably have a higher literacy rate if you just switched the direction of your writing to match the global standard. It's a simple change that would align you with the rest of the modern world. It's just more logical. My American manager in our Swedish office was confused by the words far more father's mother and more mother's mother. He told a Swedish colleague, "This is too complicated. We're going to simplify it. In this office, we will just say grandmother. It's one word. It's clear, and it avoids all this unnecessary family history. It's a more modern and efficient way to refer to relatives. We're streamlining family. He thought he was introducing a brilliant simplification. An American studying abroad in Spain got a low grade on an essay because of poor accent mark usage. He complained to the professor. Accent marks are like little decorations that serve no purpose. English works perfectly without them. You should just get rid of them. If a word is spelled the same, people can figure out the meaning from context. It's an outdated system that just makes the language harder. It's time for a software update on your spelling. I overheard an American tourist at a performance of the Hooker in New Zealand. Afterwards, he approached one of the Maui performers and said, "That was really cool. But the language is very aggressive. All the bub sounds pronounced as F is confusing. You should just pronounce it as wa. It would make the language sound less harsh and more welcoming to tourists. A small phonetic change for a big impact on your tourism brand." An American executive visiting our office in Poland couldn't handle the consonant clusters in Polish names like Gregor Brentas-Dzikowicz. He laughed during a meeting and said, "Okay, I'm making an executive decision. We're going to assign everyone simple, one-callable American names for when you interact with me, like Bob, Tom, and Sue. It's just not practical to do business with names that look like a cat walked across a keyboard. This will improve our communication efficiency by 100%. A tourist in Iceland was trying to understand the grammar. He learned that the word for horse, hester, changes its form depending on its role in a sentence. He told an Icelandic local, "That's a terrible system. A horse is a horse. The word shouldn't change. You guys need to simplify your grammar and just have one word for everything, like we do. In English, it's about clarity. Your way is just making things difficult for no reason. It's a bug in your language." My American friend was watching a Bollywood movie and was annoyed by the concept of English. Mixing Hindi and English. He said they need to pick a lane. Either speak Hindi or speak English. Mixing them just sounds messy and unprofessional. It makes them sound like they don't know either language properly. They should just commit to one. Preferably English, since they already use so many English words. It would make their movies more accessible to a global audience. An American in a Scottish pub was trying to read the menu. He saw the word Cullen skink and scoffed. He told the bartender, "You should rename this. Call it smoked fish chowder. Nobody knows what Cullen skink is. It sounds like a disease. You're losing sales because of a bad name. Good marketing requires simple, descriptive English names. I'm just giving you some free business advice." The bartender, whose family had made the dish for generations, just stared at him. An American exchange student in Norway complained about the 3 grammatical genders, masculine, feminine, neuter. "This is so outdated," he told his Norwegian classmates. "Why does a table have to be a boy and a book have to be a girl? It's not logical. We got rid of this in English centuries ago. You should update your language to be more modern and just have one neutral gender for all objects. It's a simple fix for a more rational grammar system." I was on a flight to Ethiopia, and the American next to me was looking at the in-flight magazine, which had Amharic script. He said to the flight attendant, "You know, your alphabet looks like a bunch of little cartoon characters. It's cute, but it's not serious. For international business, you should really consider switching to the English alphabet. It would make your country seem more professional and less like a novelty. It's about branding." An American tourist in Ireland was trying to understand the name Siobhan. When he was told it was pronounced Siobhan, he became visibly frustrated. But there's no V in it. This is a scam. You can't just put letters in a word and have them make completely different sounds. You should spell it Chio. It's phonetic. It's honest. Your current spelling is just deliberately trying to trick people. It's a broken system. My American manager, after a conference call with our Japanese partners, was confused by their politeness. He told me, "They use so many words to say a simple no. It's inefficient. I'm going to teach them the American way. Just say no or that won't work. Direct, to the point. We'll have a training session on how to be more direct. We're going to fix their communication style to be more effective." He saw a deep cultural practice as a linguistic bug that needed squashing. An American in a German bakery was trying to order a Berliner. The cashier in Berlin told him, "Here we call them fan. The American laughed. No, the whole world calls them Berliners. It's named after your city. You guys are the only ones who get it wrong. You should fix that. It's confusing to have the thing be named after your city everywhere except in the actual city. It's a classic marketing blunder. An American vlogger was visiting Quebec City. He kept pronouncing Rue Street as Rue. When a local corrected him with the proper French U sound, he said to his camera, "So the locals here have this really weird way of saying street. It's not how it's spelled." For my American friends, just say Rue. They'll eventually figure it out. Or better yet, they should just put up signs that say street. It would make things so much simpler for the tourists who fund their economy.